You drop onto the ground, blind, wet, and helpless in the African savanna. The world immediately feels hostile. The air is dry, the ground is rough, and your mother is aggressively licking you like she's trying to clean off a bad decision. You try to move, but your legs are about as useful as a pair of noodles. And just like that, you are a lion. You have no control over your limbs, no idea what anything is, and just to really rub it in, you are born completely blind. Not ideal for an animal that will one day be expected to chase down their prey at 40 miles per hour. Your mother, the only reason you have a chance at seeing next week, has tucked you and your siblings away in a hidden den because if anyone finds you, you are doomed. You might think, well, at least I have siblings. No, you do not. You have rivals. The battle begins the moment you figure out where the milk is coming from. Your mother only has so much to give. And guess what? Only the strongest, pushiest cubs get the best supply. That means you have a grand total of 2 choices. Fight for a spot, or perish. But somehow, against all odds, you make it. You start to grow, your eyes open, and you finally realize, holy hell, everything is enormous. Your mother? Huge. The savannah? Endless. The lionesses in the pride? Intimidating. And then there are the adult males. Towering, battle-scarred tanks with attitudes so bad they make grumpy old men look friendly. For now, the pride tolerates your presence. The lionesses hunt. The males lounge around like freeloading bodybuilders, and you and your fellow cubs do what cubs do best. Cause chaos. You wrestle, bite tails, trip over your own feet, and occasionally get smacked by an unimpressed aunt when you get too annoying. Life seems great. Until you realize this paradise comes with an expiration date. You see, the big male lions, the so-called kings of the savannah, they're not forever kings. At any moment, another group of males could show up and turn your life into an action movie with the worst possible ending. Because when a new coalition of males takes over the pride, they don't just claim the territory, they eliminate every cub that's not theirs. So one day, while you're busy not knowing how to do anything useful, the invasion happens. Your mother and the other lionesses fight like absolute warriors, but it is no use. The ruling males get dethroned, and the new guys stomp in like a gang of ruthless Vikings with murderous intentions. Your mother hides you as best she can, but some of your siblings don't make it. The cub massacre is fast, brutal, and devastating. If you survive, it's only because your mother pulled off a miracle-level parenting move. But don't get comfortable. Your problems are just beginning. You are getting bigger, stronger, smarter. You have learned how to pounce, how to play fight, and more importantly, how not to annoy every adult lion in the pride. The problem is, you're still useless. The lionesses do all the hunting, the males do all the roaring and looking terrifying. And you contribute nothing. Your diet consists of whatever scraps the adults don't want. You get excited when you see your first real hunt, watching the lionesses take down a zebra with expert precision. You think, wow, I cannot wait to do that someday. But for now, your job is to sit back and eat whatever is left after they had their fill. But then, puberty hits, and that's where everything really starts to suck. Male lions don't get the luxury of chilling in the pride forever. So once you start looking a little too grown, the dominant males get really uncomfortable with your presence. They take one look at you and think, nope, not today. And suddenly, you are being chased out of your only home you have ever known. You run for your life while your so-called father figures roar behind you in absolute anger and disgust. Believe it or not, you are now homeless. At this point, you and a few other exiled males form a band of starving bachelors wandering the savannah with no food, no protection, and no clue how to survive. You try hunting, but everything you chase gets away. You try to steal a carcass, but hyenas show up in numbers and chase you off like school bullies taking your lunch money. You are hungry, weak, desperate. And this is where you reach the loner phase. You are too old to be a cub, too young to be a king. You are basically a lion-shaped hobo roaming the land looking for scraps. Your mane is growing in, but instead of making you look powerful, it just makes you look like a messy, unshaven teenager. And then, finally after years of suffering, you hit full adulthood. You and your coalition of fellow losers are ready to take on the world. You have only one goal now: take over a pride or die trying. There is no middle ground. You can't be a nomad forever, The longer you roam, the weaker you get, and in line society, weakness is just another word for next meal. So you and your coalition of exiled losers go to war. You stumble upon a pride ruled by 2 aging males. Their manes are graying, their faces scarred, their eyes tired. They are literally the perfect targets. You and your allies move in, and suddenly, the peaceful afternoon on the savannah turns into an action movie. Claws flash, teeth clamp, roar shake the air. It's the most violent eviction notice in the animal kingdom. If you win, congratulations, you're now the king. If you lose, you're either dead or running for your life. Thankfully, you managed to win. You and your brother stand victorious, battered but triumphant. Everything is perfect. You now have territory, food, and even managed to bag yourself lionesses. Good life. And then you remembered the fine print. You did not just take over a pride. You inherited a bunch of cubs that aren't yours. And guess what? You cannot allow that. So you do what every new king does. You erase the previous guy's legacy in the most brutal way possible. The cubs scatter, the lionesses rage, but you don't care. You need those females to be ready to have your cubs, not raise the old king's leftovers. And just like that, you are officially a ruling male. For the next few years, life is glorious. You roar all day, nap in the shade like an entitled couch potato, and let the lionesses do all the hunting. Every now and then, you chase off a few hyenas to remind everyone who's boss, your mane is full, your confidence is high, and your ego is unmatched. But time is your enemy. As you're well aware, lions don't rule forever. The same way you took this pride, someone else is coming for you. At first, you ignore it. You hear distant roars from younger, stronger males, but you pretend not to care. The lionesses start looking at you differently, not like a king, but like an aging grandpa. Then, one day, it happens. A group of massive fresh-faced warriors storms in. They are bigger, faster, hungrier. They don't care about your history. They don't care about your battle scars. They only care about one thing: taking your throne. You fight like hell, but deep down, you know your time is up. The next thing you know, you are running for your life, just like the males you once defeated. No pride, no lionesses, no kingdom. Now you're alone, again. But this time, there's no comeback. Your once majestic mane is thinning, your muscles are shrinking, your roar is weaker. You try to hunt, but your body is slow. You try to steal a meal, but you get chased off by younger, stronger males. And then, the real nightmare begins. Hyenas. You once ruled over them, but now, you're just another struggling, aging lion. And hyenas? They remember. One day as you're limping through the savannah, desperate for food, they come. Not one, not two, a whole army. Their laughs echo in the air, a sound that once annoyed you, but now fills you with dread. You roar, but they don't run. They know you are weak. You fight, but there are too many. And just like that, the mighty king of the savannah, the apex predator, the ruler of prides, becomes a meal. Being born as a lion might suck, but there's another animal whose life is tougher. It's honestly catastrophic. Click on the video to see for yourself.